here I've got a Sapphire Nitro Plus 6900 XT OC edition, and it is brand new, not been opened. Managed to get this before the bots once again. You would have seen me unbox a reference card the other day, and yeah, now we're going to unbox this one. So it is sealed, brand new. So I'm going to cut the seals, get it out the box, and we can have a look at it. So this is the box. It's just a plain brown box, and as usual, Sapphire's packaging and accessories is very basic. You've just got a thing here that says you can synchronise the RGB on the card with the motherboard. Don't really care about that. You get a quick installation guide, a bit of foam on top, and then the card by itself. So it's not like the more premium cards sometimes, like the MSI Supreme 3070 that I did the other day. It's pretty much just as basic as the reference 6900 XT really. It doesn't come with any other accessories at all. So here we have the card. It's actually a lot lighter than I expected. I'll weigh it and compare it to the reference card in a minute. You can see we've got three pretty big fans here. It's actually 3 display ports and 1 HDMI at the rear. You can see the heatsink. The fins aren't actually that dense, especially compared to that MSI card I unboxed the other day. It does have a separate memory and VRM heatsink there, and there's a large gap between the PCB and the heatsink there, which is not the best actually. The heatsink's only about that thick, and it could be almost twice as thick back here. It's only got 2 8-pin connectors. PCB's not actually that long. And then on the back plate here, it's looking good. You can see there's a big cutout there, but there's just a massive gap between the heatsink and the cutout. It's really not a very big heatsink actually. It's quite disappointing. You've got a BIOS switch here. This has got a triple BIOS switch, but one of them is just so you can control it in the software. Yes, it's not actually that big, which is quite interesting. There you go. One of these connectors down here, you can easily unplug it to turn the RGB off if you're doing some mining, but you can see they're actually really stressed. The wires are folded right over. There is some tape over the heatsink though, just there, just to protect the wires though by the looks of it. Anyway, I'll take this plastic cover off and I'll compare it to the reference card for you. So here we go. This is a size comparison of the cards. So the Sapphire card is quite a bit bigger, as you can see, but it's not absolutely massive and it doesn't feel very heavy. You can see on the AMD card almost every single little bit of space inside the cooler is heatsink and fins, whereas the Sapphire has all these massive gaps. It actually reminds me of a GTX 580, an Asus DCU2 GTX 580, where the heatsink's got a massive gap between it and the PCB. I don't like to see through to the other side, whereas this is literally all fins. The fins are even cut around the PCIe connectors on the reference card, and the reference card feels a lot heavier as well. So I've got the weighing scale, so I'm going to weigh them both here. So this is the Sapphire card. We've only got 1.246 kilograms, which is very, very light actually. I'm pretty sure the 6800 weighs more than that. This is the reference 6900 XT. You can see it's 250 grams heavier, and it hasn't got 2 of the port covers in as well, which would add probably an extra gram or 2, whereas that had all its port covers in, the Nitro over there. So let's just see, got the 6800 here as well. So yeah, the 6800 weighs a lot more than the 6900 Sapphire Nitro. It feels quite disappointing, really. But you never know, the performance could be a lot better. But there is all three cards lined up. You can see how much bigger the Nitro is. It's quite a bit longer, but it just feels very light and disappointing compared to the MSI card. I've also got the 5700 XT Nitro as well, and even that feels better than this. This shroud is all plastic. The shroud on the reference cards is pretty much all metal. It's a lot heavier. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this one performs compared to the reference one. Here's another card just to show you how light the Sapphire Nitro 6900 XT is. This is a MSI Gaming X 5700 XT, and this is just a 2 fan card. It is obviously a thick card, but it has only got 2 fans on. You can see the heatsink goes pretty much all the way down there, and it weighs over 1.4 kilograms on its own. And you can see if we lay it on the side here, there's pretty much no gaps other than where the heat pipes come out, obviously. There's pretty much no gaps where you can see through, and the card's a lot shorter. The only thing I don't like about this card is a gap between the back plate and the PCB there. But yeah, you can see this heatsink's a lot smaller on this MSI card, and yet it weighs a lot more, even though it's only having to cool a tiny little 5700 XT. So yeah, there you go. It's a Gaming X.